So Yoruba people have different type of indigenous music. I'm talking about genre for days, right? And as we all know, typically Yoruba indigenous music comes in the pentatonic scale. If you know anything about the pentatonic scale, you'll know that it's one of the most profound scale you can ever sing on. I always like to say that Yoruba is a language of music. I'm talking about if whenever I sing songs in English, I don't feel it as much as I feel singing song in Yoruba because Yoruba itself is a tonal language, and when you're speaking Yoruba, it just seems like you're singing. And that's one of the reasons why I tell most people all the time that whenever you're translating Yoruba people into Yoruba music into English, or you're translating English music into Yoruba, there is a higher chance of tonal discrepancy because, you know, it just doesn't hit as much as it's supposed to. Yoruba people have a very rich music culture, and we just have genre for this. So with that being said, I'll get into different types of Yoruba music genres you should know. Before that, it's very important for me to point out that Yoruba people compose their song in a way that reflects sociocultural, political lifestyle, their way of life, their current state of mind. Yeah. And also, their music typically mirrors their social structure, like I said. So it's a lot, even when we see it nowadays, even though it's not as profound as it used to be, you can still see those type of traces. In examples songs of Shakir to be concise or something. So yeah. Alright, before I get to the genres. The different elements such as panegyrics, trance, spiritual music, um if we just for us not to exclude that. And these type of, structural music shows how beautiful Yoruba culture is in terms of when it's being articulately expressed in a music setting. You can see the sacredness, how moral people could be, how Yoruba culture is, the quality of life of people, and so and more. Also, to mention, even some people sing to even show their position, or like their leadership, or their state, or their position in the society. You can see an example of that in Circle One the Ultimates, for example. And it's important to know that before modernization of a lot of our genres into what's called Afrobeat now, but anyway, there's been a very very uh, profound genres of Yoruba music that were very appreciated in their indigenous forms. And if we go on YouTube, you can see different types of styles of Yoruba music. With that being said, the Yoruba music genres that I know of are Dadakwada, Fuji, Senwele, Oriki, Ewi, Iyerefa, Orin Alo, Waka, Were, Awurebe, or Awurebe, I think that's how you pronounce it, and so on and so forth. Also, don't let me forget that the elements like Ewi, Oriki, Jala are under chants, because it's like you're literally speaking basically, rather than it's being sometimes melodic, but most of the time you're basically just speaking. In conclusion, I really highlighted all these things and broke it down because we have a need to really protect our genres of music in its very sacred forms, because mixed matching of tones, such as we see in Yoruba Islamic music, can cause damage to the Yoruba forms of music. So it is very very important that we keep the originality, such as those akpala, waka, Fuji in its original form. Even if we want to modernize it, we have to recognize the sacredness and the spirituality that sometimes it holds a lot of spiritual uh, elements, in which you're reciting your oriki and you're feeling some goosebumps in your body, or whenever they're doing like Odun Shango or like Iyemaja or Oshun, and they're singing different types of songs for those orishas, and you just see how much of goosebumps, or even throws people into trance. So it's just a very very important to highlight the fact that Yoruba music is beautiful, and we should keep them in indigenous forms while try to modernize them but not lose the originality. My name is Warren the Beerin. Whatever.